Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm so excited for this one. We are going to talk about our read aloud choices for our third grade year for 2023-2024. If you're interested in read alouds, keep on watching. All right, so I have slowly but surely been adding books to my list of things that I've wanted to read now for a while, going, oh, we're in kindergarten, I want to read this already. And some of them just being a little bit too old. So now is the time where I'm going back and I have picked a good selection of books. So I'm going to show you, I'm probably going to read like the backs of them too, so that it gives you an idea on what they're about. So let's just get into it. Let me share it with you. So I have 6 books. I know that seems like literally a crazy amount of books. Actually, I have 7. Time out. Actually, I have 7 books. So let's just get into it. So the first book that we're going to be reading, we're going to kind of sort of read this over summer, and you're going to see why. But it is called Lemonade War. So I don't know why this book was recommended to me by somebody else. So it's Evan Tresky is people smart. He's good at talking with people, even grown-ups. His younger sister Jessie, on the other hand, is math smart, but not especially good at understanding people. She knows that feelings are her weakest subject. With just 5 days left of summer vacation, Evan and Jessie launch an all-out war to see who can sell the most lemonade before school starts. As the battleground heats up, there really is no telling who will win, and even more important, if their fight will ever end. So this is the first one in the Lemonade War series. We are just going to be reading this one. If she wants to read others, that will be completely on her independent time, because we have a lot of books to read. So this is book 1. Book 2 is Because of Winn-Dixie. If you haven't been noticed already, my daughter is obsessed with anything animals. So anything animal related type books is a big hit. So we are doing Winn-Dixie. And this one says, making friends in a new town is never easy. But when Opal adopts a stray dog she names after the grocery store where she found him, she learns that friendship and forgiveness can sneak up on you like a sudden storm. This updated edition invites readers to make themselves at home, whether they're experiencing the book for the first time or returning to an old one. This is how the pages look. Nice and big spaced font. And some of these that I'm about to tell you, they have movies. So we're going to watch the movie after we've read that book. This one, nice, pretty big font. All right, next book. Crenshaw. Oh my God, I've heard so many good things about this book, so I am really excited to read it. This says Jackson and his family have fallen on hard times. There's no more money for rent and not much food either. His parents, his little sister, and their dog may have to live in their minivan again. Crenshaw's a cat. He's large, he's outspoken, and he's imaginary. He has come back into Jackson's life to help him, but is an imaginary friend enough to save his family from losing everything. This is also the same author that did Wish Tree. I didn't read that either, but I've heard really good things. So I am really excited to dig into Crenshaw. Next up, Where the Red Fern Grows. Oh my gosh, you guys, classic, right? Love the cover. Oh, I meant to show you the font, because that can be important for some people. So nice, big, decent font. So this one is Billy has a long dreamt of owning not 1 but 2 dogs. So when he's finally able to save up enough money for 2 pups to call his own, he's ecstatic. Soon Billy and his hounds become the finest hunting team in the valley. But tragedy awaits these determined hunters, now friends, and in time Billy learns that hope can grow out of despair. It is a classic that shows the powerful bond between man and man's best friend. It will stand the test of time as long as there are boys and girls who love their dogs and their dogs who love them. I'm really excited about this one. Next up, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Also, I do believe there's a movie that we're going to watch that goes with this. And this one, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I'm sure you all know what Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is, but I'm going to read you the back anyway. Charlie Bucket's life is about to change forever thanks to one miraculous moment. Willy Wonka, chocolate maker extraordinaire, has hidden 5 golden tickets in 5 ordinary bars of chocolate. And any child who finds one will get the chance to visit the incredible factory. And Charlie has found one, but so has 4 others. With a chocolate river, delectable confectionery, and mysterious Oompa Loompas, Mr. Wonka's factory is the most wondrous place Charlie has ever seen. Can't wait to watch the movie with her as well. One of my faves, especially the Johnny Depp one. But yes, this one. Next up, now this one, it's on my list, but if it's one book that I don't get to, I'll be happy to let her either read this on her own or be put in the pile for next year or the following year. So this is Mr. Popper's Penguins. There are a lot of mixed reviews on this book, and so we'll see. It is a short or fairly small book, and the font is kind of decent, but it's literally only like 148 pages. So we'll see if we get to it. If we don't, it's still an option. So this is Mr. Popper dreams of being an Antarctic explorer and living among the penguins alongside his hero, Admiral Drake. But as a house painter with a family to care for, Mr. Popper knows his dream is just a dream. Until the day when Admiral Drake responds to a letter by sending a real live penguin straight to Mr. Popper's house. It isn't long before the first penguin, Captain Cook, is joined by a second penguin named Greta. Soon, the Poppers have a house full of new penguin friends. But with a dozen penguins to feed, plus Miss Popper and their children, how will Mr. Popper ever make enough money to keep the whole family going, penguins and all? But Mr. Popper and Captain Cook are nothing if not imaginative, and now it's time for them to dream even bigger and to take the penguin show on the road. An unforgettable classic is a delight for all ages, blah, 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 blah. So I don't know if we get to it or not, but option. This next book I wanted to read last year, but we didn't get around to it. We ended up reading Christmas Pig, and this is more of a Christmas read, so I hope to plan to start this in December and read it all of December and finish it. But this is The Promise and the Light. So this book, it was a time of defeat, of disappointment, of darkness. But one day, the ancient promise said there would be light. A young carpenter, a teenage girl, and an elderly priest find themselves in the middle of one of the greatest adventures in history. They will encounter soldiers and rebels, angry relatives, and mysterious visitors. Donkeys will escape, doors will be slammed, and friends will be lost and made. And they will see the light begin to dawn. The promise is coming true. But no one ever thought it would happen quite like this. So this is the story, if you didn't know, of Mary and her journey. And I heard it's really, 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 really good. So the font on here, this book is pretty stiff, is pretty small compared to the other books, but it's spaced differently. There are no pictures, but it's a decent, that's roughly about 200 pages, which isn't awful. And it looks like they have in the back of the book, they have notes from each chapter, which is kind of convenient if maybe you aren't reading this with your child. I plan to. So this is what we're going to do around Advent, Christmas, around there. So I'm really excited about that. Now, just saying, you know, a lot of people like, oh, we don't do read alouds, we don't sit at the table. I do not read for meals. That's not a thing in our house. We enjoy our meals. We enjoy our table talk conversation. I don't do audiobooks At least now with these read alouds, I like to have the physical book, open it up and lay in bed with my child and read right before bed. So that is how we do read alouds. I find I can easily make the time for that because it's part of our night routine. So that is how I'm able to read and how we've able to cherish our love of reading some of these read aloud books in our day. Because if you wanted me to do that in the morning, at lunch, like our mind is not on a read aloud. So I'm really excited. I know it seems like so many books, and that's why I decided that I would pick one to read this summer while we're on break and kind of just take our time, because there's seriously no rush. I hope we get to all of them. I will be having a review up soon of the ones, our read alouds for this past second grade year. What we like, what we didn't like, did we get through them all? Because I had just quite about the same. There's actually one here that I don't have that we're likely going to read, or she's going to read independently. But the new Wild Robot book comes out this September. I know she's going to want it. I know she's going to want to read it, and it will probably go fast. So I might try to squeeze that one in there as well. And that's when I think maybe Mr. Popper's Penguins might get pushed back. But anyway, that is our read aloud choices for our third grade year. And I'm so excited. Let me know if you've read any of these down below, if you've seen the movies, because I've only seen one out of all of these movies. So I don't know if they're good, if they're bad, if they're age appropriate for a third grader. I would assume so. But that is it, my friends. Please leave me a like. Let me know in the comments your thoughts, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.